Hey there, it's me, Lavender Gray, and I am here with another familiar tarot reading. Today's familiar is Squirrel. So I have been sitting with Squirrel energy for most of today. Squirrel energy is something very close to me that I notice a lot because I have squirrels where I live, and they are divine messengers. They're fun, they're flirty, they're a little scrappy. Um, any squirrel friends down below, tell me how much you love squirrels. I will hear no shade about squirrels. They are perfect and they steal, but they can also do no wrong. So, today's reading consists of this oracle card spread, and then we are going to be using the Kawaii Tarot that does have some squirrels featured in it. And then we are going to use the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck. So without further ado, let's get into the pile selection. Pile number 1 is this heart charm. Pile number 2 is this money charm. Pile number 3 is this ring charm. So go ahead and pause the video if you need pause like squirrels. Okay. Squirrels are funny too. I live in squirrel energy a lot. You know I'm the mouse princess and I speak for the meese, but you are more than welcome to watch more than one pile. You could watch all 3 of them. If you get into a reading and the energy doesn't really feel familiar, familiar reading too. Okay, full of puns today. But if you're not really getting any messages, that's okay. Just scroll away and watch a different a different familiar tarot reading. So let's get started. Hi there, pile 1. If you chose this heart charm, then the reading is for you. So first we have a homemade fruit and herbal oracle deck that I've been working on this week. I feel like was very influenced by Squirrel, really focusing on like the fruits and vegetables and seeds, plus the spices you can eat. So this one is plum, guarding against evil in the home and love, ruled by Venus with the element of water. We have 6 of cups in reverse. We have reframe. This is happening for me, not to me, with butterflies and 2 hands holding a present. We have 35 rebirth, sacred blue lily. We have scribe, light attribute, preserving knowledge and information, altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. And inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. Let's make sure those are in the center. Okay. So this is a very earthen energy. I would not be surprised if you're a Virgo. The other earth signs are Taurus and Capricorn. This is a very stable, grounded energy, and this is sort of a squirrel at the top of its hoard. Like, have you seen the video of the dude who like creates a Mission Impossible obstacle course for the squirrels in his backyard? And then at the end they get this like giant thing of walnuts. I think is like, you have gotten your giant thing of walnuts. You might not have the lock cracked open right at this moment, but you definitely have a giant thing of walnuts. So that is to say, material wealth and abundance, a sacred space. We also have a lot of sexual stability with the sacred blue lily, and a lot of like devotion to your body. We have a very generous energy as well. If you're sitting on your laurels, you bestow gifts upon others as if they are your knights. I think squirrel energy is showing up to say like they're like your cavalry basically. Like squirrel is messenger for you, squirrel is servant to you, and they're very happy to be serving you. They sort of look to you as like their queen of pentacles. Like you're so good at hoarding money or hoarding resources, in the way that squirrels hoard nuts and stuff for the winter. I don't want to say hoard as in something like envious or something like negative, that you're like keeping wealth for yourself, because like I said, you're already very generous, but you might be very just like good with your finances, good with the material things you have at home, probably very good with home and hearth. Okay, let's get into the tarot. does Squirrel have to say to pile one? What does Squirrel have to say for pile one? Okay. The Chariot in reverse. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Ace of Coins. We're going to exalt this ace so that we can look at it, look at the reading through the gaze of what Ace of Coins means. So this actually is one of the only cards in the Kawaii Tarot with a human hand, and they are handing a bone to this lovely lion-looking dog, a little lion dog. We also have some rabbits. So we're going to be looking at the rest of the cards through the Ace of Coins. So the Ace of Coins is a seed. It is the sprout of I just saw this art and it makes me think of like the maypole wreath that goes around it, which is a symbol of fertility and prosperity. And then a mountain, that's pretty phallic. So this is coins, it's the element of earth. Like I said, we have lots of earth and energy. It's the element of sexuality as well as material abundance because it has to do with everything with the physical world around us. So you might actually be like a master manifester. That's crow in the animal apothecary deck, so you might have some crow instincts as well. Crows and squirrels are really similar, actually. Now that I think about it, they both really like treasure. And then dragons. I feel like rodents, especially hamsters or any sort of rodent that keeps a hoard, are like miniature fuzzy dragons because of that. So let me know if that resonates. The Hierophant, this is Taurus energy, another earth. King of Cups in reverse. Knight of Cups upright, and then clarifiers we have 5 of Coins in reverse, more earth, 7 of Wands in reverse, ooh, with a hamster, and dragons, oh my god, 5 of Wands in reverse, and 6 of Cups, and then we have the High Priestess in reverse on the back of the deck. So overall, this is pretty positive energy. There's a lot of reversals here, which might seem kind of daunting, but so there is some imbalanced energy. I think you might... Okay, let me just go through it. The Chariot in reverse speaks to someone who is moving a little bit too fast. Squirrels are very impatient, so you might have to think about whether it's the right time to be spending money, or if it's the right time to be saving money as well. But I would caution against spending out of impulse. The Hierophant speaks to traditions and dogma, and sort of being stuck in things. So you might be really, really impatient, but the wisdom here is that you need to like sit down and like do your research about things. You might want to do your research before you clap back to anybody on the internet. 7 of Wands speaks to sort of like standing your ground, but to have it in reverse, you might not have a leg to stand on. This 5 of Coins is really pointing out to me. So we've got these dragons. You might be a little bit too generous, honestly, and it might be better to save. Then we have King of Cups in reverse with a polar bear and dolphins. Okay, so the king is a masculine authority, doesn't have to be a male person, just someone who embodies masculine authority and energy. To have them in reverse symbolizes / signifies um, someone in your life. It could be you, it could be a spirit guide, it could be someone in your waking present life, who is a little bit out of balance with their emotions. So you might be really steady and stable. You might be this like oak tree of a person, or this person that you're thinking of is sort of like a really stalwart person, but that means they might not let things flow. So like I said, doing research into the way things are supposed to go, or like if you're interested in history, we had Scribe come up in the Oracle deck, which is all about getting things right and like doing things by the book. which I think is honestly the safest option right now, especially with the Ace of Coins, where we're trying to talk about stability and matters of the hearth and home. We have Seven of Wands and then Five of Wands in reverse, which speaks to conflict, but this conflict like isn't really necessary. So if you are someone to get into arguments and you're like, no, I know what's right, I know exactly what's right, maybe you hold your tongue a little bit. Squirrels do like to chatter and scold, but it's often like over a handful of nuts. So getting dying on certain hills might not really be worth the time or effort. Okay, it's interesting that we have the King of Cups in reverse and then the Knight of Cups upright with this otter and rainbow sea unicorn. How beautiful. Percy Jackson would call it a hippocampus, I believe. I could be wrong though. We have some seaweed. Um, and kelp is actually something that was in my little handmade deck because you can eat it. You might be interested in foraging, and if that is the case, I just scratched the table with my nails. Squirrel scratch, so be very careful. Maybe, okay. You might not be aware of how hard you can scratch. You might lash out in fits of impulse that might feel justified at the time, or if you're very defensive, like the earth has like you have a really strong defense, like castle walls basically, but you might not even be aware of the scratches you're leaving. So really do think about your words, think about the way you handle your emotions, especially in matters of romance, and friendships actually. So let me get. I gotta really be careful with these nails. Let me get some advice from Squirrel for matters that we've spoken about. So we're asking about clapping back on the internet. We're asking about when to hold our tongue and when to speak. So Nine of Cups. So when you're speaking from a place of love and emotional stability, yeah, you can speak the truth. If you're speaking out of imbalance or defensiveness, that's really when you're gonna start hurting people. We have this like prickly cactus, um, and people fighting with their wands, and it's just like what a bad battlefield. It's like meet you, I meet you in the cactus at 10. Um, but the Five of Wands, especially in reverse, is an unnecessary conflict for sure. Um, but with Knight of Cups and Six of Cups, which is like this really like childhood joy, some nostalgia, but mostly like it reminds me of the scene in Mary Poppins, especially because it's penguins with a carousel, but the scene in Mary Poppins where they go into the chalk drawings, and they get on the carousel rides and they like come to life, and then there's like a little penguin dance. It's all very childlike, where you see like the wonder and joy of the world and you feel very safe. So to have two water cards, the cups here, that have to do with emotions and flow, and a bit of softness, I guess, or gentleness. And then Nine of Cups, when we're asking for advice about when to speak or when to hold our tongue. When you're speaking from a place of chivalry and romance and love, when you're speaking from a place of like childhood joy and wonder and acceptance of the way things are in your more emotional world, you speak truth to power. Like you speak very truthfully, and it's really admirable. We have Ten of Swords when it comes to doing things by the book. You don't have to get everything right. You don't have to agonize over the little details, honestly. Like doing things traditionally might be really comfortable for you, but you could get bogged down by the details. And so Ten of Swords in reverse is, well, one, telling you to get some sleep, and release some anxiety. Ace of Wands, another ace. I'm going to put him here. Two of Swords. When it comes, yeah, okay. So when you're fighting, I'm hearing Fiona Apple's line from, I think Fetch the Bolt Cutters is the song, but the album, a line in a song called You Get Sore Even If You Win. And I think this is talking a bit about like your claws, like your scratches. And it really comes from you're in a place of imbalance, these disagreements that I think would be much better handled if you took a step back and took some deep breaths and swam away. Like you might not even have to engage. Like this, I mean, we can't avoid all conflict, but I think these cards are saying when you can avoid conflict, please do so. And something for our love and romance. The Six of Swords, yes, a lovely time of rest and putting your swords down. And these swords, oh, this is swords, but it still has a body of water. We have a river here with some cats and some rabbits. But these swords are all pointed down, and these people seem like very in control of them versus like these wands or these knives digging into the little cream puff creatures, where the wands are all really chaotic and out of control versus the swords pointing down. So I'm going to clear the tarot, I guess, as messily as possible. You might have a lot of tension in your hands, and you might find yourself fidgeting a lot. Maybe a fidget spinner wouldn't be a bad purchase for you. I'm going to put some selenite on the deck. Okay, and now we're going to get into the sacred self-care oracle to give us some concrete things to do with this information. So, Squirrel, what are some things that pile 1 can do to help implement these messages? Burning bowl ritual, massage, so 7 and 34, 3 plus 4 is 7, so lucky number 7. And 17, okay, we basically have 3 sevens in a row, so you win at the slot machine. And then we have look for fairies in reverse. Well, they're oracle cards, so I don't really take them in reverse. So squirrels and the backyardigans, the backyard animals, or the animals in your surrounding wilderness might hold divine messages for you. If you're someone who does work with fairy energy, now might be a time, especially as spring gets closer, that you find the veil very thin and portals sort of appearing. I'm gonna put selenite on this as well because it's a bit wild. Okay. Do we feel calmer? I definitely feel calmer after doing that. So burning bowl ritual, if you are unfamiliar, she has a little paper that says to let go, is you safely create fire. You can also use steam or water if that works better for you. You could bury it, but something to do with like an element that you entrust the things you want to let go of to. And the things you want to let go of are somehow destroyed, or I guess you can't destroy matter, but are somehow changed in that way. 34, massage. So self-massage or booking yourself a session at a spa might be very useful for you. I also see she's got her nails done, so maybe getting your nails done. They're kind of the same color, the dark nails. Might be really nice for you. I like that we have the hand and foot massage featured here. Like I said, you might have tension in your hands and tension in your feet specifically. And then we have number 17, create art. She does have a tattoo, so drawing on yourself or getting a tattoo might be something very spiritual or special for you. And that is where I'm going to leave your reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if anything resonated, please leave a like or comment down below and subscribe to my channel. Bye. Hi there, pile 2. If you chose this $100 bill charm, then this reading is for you. I do want to say before we get started, I just now, before I got set up to read, I saw 2 squirrels in my backyard. I have a wooden deck in the backyard, and on the banisters, the squirrels like to rest there and drink the puddles and eat their food. And I saw 2 squirrels, and I thought that was so cool that I was getting ready to film pile number 2. So I thought we could talk a little bit about numerology. Number 2 is Gemini energy. It's the lover's energy. It is duality. It's rivalry sometimes. It can represent opposites. And so I just thought we could go over that. And it was just so cool to see two squirrels when we were talking about squirrel energy. So let us get started. The first herbal little handmade oracle is lemon balm. Soothes strong emotions, heartbreak, and bath ritual. We have the sun, a very happy energy. Lemon balm and the sun going together, I think is really cool. We have karma. There's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. Purity, number 33, Antarctic pearlwort. Child wounded, awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. Shadow attributes, blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. And starseed, what lights you up? Okay, so we have a lot about past lives here and memory. I kind of want to clear these cards and get straight into the tarot. Yeah, okay. The thing about past lives is they are in the past, and I think that's what I want to say about that. So we're going to get into the Kawaii Tarot and see what Squirrel has to say. Do we want to talk? Yeah, okay, let's see what Squirrel has to say about these past lives. I did not expect that, but that's okay. Let's see. Seven of Swords, the Thief card. Queen of Swords. Ooh, any of my OG followers remember when I was Fairy Frog Queen? That's what I think of whenever I see, like, that's her, a Fairy Frog Queen. So Queen of Swords. Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay. Lots of mental... You might struggle with mental illness or like your psychic state. And then 10 of Wands in reverse. Okay, clarifiers. We have the Chariot upright and then Knight of Cups in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse. And you know what? I'm going to shuffle the deck one more time because all these cards came out in pile 1. That second row, and I want to make sure that we're getting the randomness that we need. Just adding a little bit more chaos. And maybe they'll come out again, you never know. Okay. Can we get some clarifiers from Squirrel? Okay. Seven of Swords is Six of Cups. That came out in pile 1 as well. And so did Seven of Wands. You watched me shuffle these, and Five of Wands. And the Magician. Should I clear these? Okay, let's just go for it. And maybe, and then the Hanged Man in reverse on the back of the deck. So... You probably have a lot of messages in pile 1, honestly, because they're different cards in the first row, but they're still cards that we saw in pile 1, so I'm just going to keep them and go from here. So I think the Thief energy, you might be stealing things like ideas, you might be stealing physical things, which of course I cannot condone, but Squirrel definitely has thief energy to them. You might not even be stealing things, you might just be like secreting away things that are important to you, which I think as long as you're not stealing actual stuff or stealing IP or like posting things without permission, stuff like that, you know, like actual thievery, little secrets for yourself, like maybe you like hiding little treasures around the house. If you're into crystals or you have like collectibles, it might spark a lot of joy for you to like hide them around your house. Maybe a scavenger hunt with your friends would be nice. Easter is sometime soon. Easter happens in the spring, so maybe like an Easter egg hunt would be really fun for you guys. The Queen of Swords, you are probably someone who's very well spoken and eloquent, and very graceful with feminine energy. You don't have to identify as female, but you might embody feminine energy. And you might be very used to defending yourself with your words or defending your own ideas. Or, like, other people might defend them for you. You might not have a lot of confidence in the things that you say, but what you say is truthful. And I'm hearing, like, speak truth to power, which came out in pile one as well. Excuse me. I think connecting to your inner scavenger, your inner forager, foraging might be something really important. I think Squirrel thinks that it's very fun. If you research that, obviously don't eat anything that isn't safe and talk to your doctor about those sorts of things. I'm going to pull some additional cards. And in pile one, I realized that I was scratching the table when I was grabbing the cards, without even realizing it. And so I want to relay the message of you might not be aware of your own claws, but honestly, with the Queen of Swords and such like gentle energy right now, you might you might, I think you could be a little bit louder is the thing. I think you say really quiet, profound things, because you have so much life experience. Like you have experience with debates. You might even have been in debate in high school with this Five of Wands, but that might be put to rest with this Eight of Swords in reverse. I think you might really enjoy speaking, and you might enjoy reading a lot and researching. Like I think words might be very, very important to you, and I keep getting drawn to this Queen of Swords. I think research and having things correct is really good for you. You might have like the dictionary app open on your phone, or you might have like Google Translate or other like Wikipedia articles or something just like always open on your phone because you're always like researching, and like looking things up. And this might sound crazy, but I think your phone, if we were to personify our phone, is really happy when you look up information. And I know that sounds absolutely insane, but I guess we could say squirrel energy. All right, squirrel, spirit for best and truth. Good. Can we get some final advice? Ten of Swords. Okay. Be careful with your words. You might very gently say things that others take offense to, and don't worry about it. Just like learn from the social blunder and move on. Two of Swords, another two. We have so many swords. I think you might need to give your mind a rest. You might be really in your head and overthinking things. You might have some analysis paralysis. But the Two of Swords sort of represents a duel or two opposing ideas. We have two sea dragons here, which is very cool. We have storm imagery, and then we have some water imagery, and it sort of looks a little stormy as well, and a crescent moon. We have an owl. Sea dragons, we have lots of little creatures, including rabbits, panda bears, and what looks to be a capybara, I think, and a cat. We have a little tanuki, frog, a cat, a little beastie. I'm not quite sure what he is either. An owl. We have ladybug, cat, another tanuki, toucan, and a koala. An owl over here. And we have two penguins riding seahorses, and then butterfly on this card. So those animals might be very important for you. If you're watching this video, you're probably interested in animal work. So any one of those could hold significance for you. Four of Wands, our celebration card with some sloths. Okay. If I had to wager a guess, the animal spirit guides are like ready to party whenever you are. They're like, we're here, we're ready to party, we're wild, we're part of the animal kingdom. And Seven of Coins with some cheese. Yes, ready to party, ready to feast. I think, okay, So you might have had a debate or an argument or a disagreement in the past here with this Queen of Swords, and you might have been very quiet and gentle and demure with the way you communicated, but still very defensive and strong. And with the Two of Swords, there might have been a clash of ideas, and whether or not that really got resolved the way you wanted it to, it's time to move on and move on to the celebration that you deserve. We also have lots of blue sakura, which is very beautiful. So spring energy might be important for you. We also have little birdies, and then I think another owl. And so, feed yourself. Squirrel is all about food, all about snacking, all about saving up. Something very important for me. I'm a Taurus. I love food, and I'll talk about food till the cows come home. But and I also really love cheese. Like every so often I'll treat myself to like a fancy cheese from the grocery store. I really like those cheese balls with the almonds. Okay. Um, so food might be very sexy for you, if I can say. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but food play might be important for you. I don't know. Um, don't tell on me for saying that, okay? Um, Maybe some research about that sort of stuff might be very good for you. Fantasies might be important, as well as written stuff. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, so I'm going to leave it there. Okay. And then nine of coins in reverse. So, oh, what I was going to say is, I was going to say that food is really important to me, and it's important for me to spend my money on good food. And that is the message I wanted to get out. I don't really believe in sacrificing food in order to save up for something else. That's just like my prerogative because for me, food is like the most important thing. And it's taken me a while to get there. I have, you know, what I mean, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that I've struggled with eating in the past in several different ways, including not being able to afford food. And so it's very important for me to save up money in order to get good food, like to go out to a restaurant or to order in and have a pizza party, as well as buying like fresh fruits and vegetables and things that make my body feel good and reminding myself to eat several times a day because I have to. Like, that food is like the most important thing because it keeps you alive, right? And there's a lot of shit in society about food, especially not isolated to people who were raised as female, but definitely there's a lot of pressure about the food that you consume. And Squirrel is here to say that as long as it makes you full, it's probably good for you. It is good for you. And so Squirrel is saying snackies. Squirrel is like shouting snackies at me. And you deserve to snack. You deserve to have dessert. You deserve to eat the fruit and the vegetables that God put on this earth. Is there anything else? It's just like Squirrel is just like screaming at me that you deserve to eat no matter what. You don't have to work out in order to earn your next meal. You have to eat or else you'll die. And that is Squirrel's main message for you from this reading. So I'm going to clear these. Thank you so much for listening to that very intense bout of messaging. Hopefully it resonated with you. And if it did resonate, please leave a like or comment down below and subscribe to my channel. We're going to finish off the reading with this sacred self-care oracle so that we can get some concrete stuff to do once you click away from the video. Okay, Squirrel, what are some things for the best and truest guide for pile number 2 that they can do? Okay, let's pick this one. Abundance planning with a little kitty cat. Oh my god, and you chose the money sigil, the charm, and we have $100 bill, 10, 20, 50, 100, 10, 10, 20s, on your titties, bitch. Okay, sorry. um, just had to break the tension a little bit. Energy work number 22. Oh my god, another repeating two. So, two is probably important for you. If you see repeating twos or repeating numbers, you can just take that as correspondence from the universe that Squirrel is looking out for you. And like I said, it was so cool that I saw two squirrels at the beginning. Eight, chanting. Okay, so repeated words might be very important to you. Mantras might be very important. And I like that we got two. I guess one, two, three, four. People sitting cross-legged in lotus position. If lotus position isn't available to your body, cobbler's pose might be better. I don't know if that's easier or harder. I don't know. Not taking that card. I decided against it. Back of the deck, we have 27, hydrate. So, taking care of your physical form is what Squirrel wants to impart to you. Abundance planning, you can pull on Squirrel's instinct to hoard, you know, hoard food for the winter, hiding things in little places. Number 22, energy work, balancing the duality within yourself, as well as deep breathing, connecting to your chakras, making sure that they are balanced and seeing which one is working too hard. Your throat chakra might be very, very tired. You might be struggling with a sore throat or sinus issues, and so giving yourself a break and honestly making small sounds to yourself the way Squirrel squeaks is what I'm getting. Hopefully that makes sense. And then we have chanting, like I said, mantras. I'm hearing Yoga with Adrienne saying, I am strong, quietly to herself. I am strong. And I think that is where I'm going to leave the reading. So thank you so much. Like I said, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or comment down below and subscribe to my channel. Bye. Hi there, pile 3. If you chose this golden ring charm, then this reading is for you. I did want to say about this particular choice, oh my god, marriage or partnerships might be pertinent to your life right now. Also, before I started reading, uh, today I saw two squirrels in my backyard that were sort of hanging out together. So companionship might be very important to you, especially stuff that has to do with promises or weddings or something like that's like legal. You know what I mean? Okay. So I feel like I'm not done talking about this. So all right, let's get into it. So gold, if we want to go it from an magical elements point of view, gold is the quintessence. Uh, Ancient, I don't know if ancient is right, but alchemists, traditional alchemists believed that if you combined enough elements in the correct way, you could make gold. We also have Rumpelstiltskin spinning straw into gold. And I'm just seeing this as a gold wedding band for sure. So let me know if weddings or marriages are in the cards for you. Let us see. Our first handmade herbal oracle. We have Elder, wards off evil, ancestors and blessings, ruled by Venus and the element of water. The Two of Cups in reverse. Another two, like those two little squirrels, and two, like companionship. You might actually want to watch pile number 2 because we had twos come out a lot as well. And from what I know, too, oh my god, it represents duality, it represents companionship, it's Gemini and Lover's energy. We have humility with a monk here and an owl and a dragonfly, and then a blue rose. Oh my god, and a little Pomeranian. Oh, I love him. I love her. I love them. Allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it. So another purple card. Purple is the crown chakra as well as the color of magic and royalty. And some purple flowers. Number 42, Unity, pyramidal orchid. Bully in reverse. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you, conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. I am going to say you are your biggest bully already with this energy. We have Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. I love how much purple we have in this spread. We have two water with cups and then the elder. So there is a great blockage, a great wall. I'm thinking of the Great Wall of China. but there is a blockage as if it's like split you down the middle. So the number two does indicate opposites or duality within oneself. And I think so. Okay, tell me if this makes sense to you. But if there's a wall splitting you open, as if it's two magnets that cannot connect because of the attraction, it's the repellent side of the magnets. You have to turn them around so that the other sides connect, if that makes sense. I don't know if that would work with physical magnets. But like, I think you're going about it all wrong. Like, I think you have to change your perspective. So, physically turning upside down or doing inversions or even just like downward dog, not just like downward dog, because that might be a hard pose for you, and sometimes it's a challenging pose for me as well. It's really interesting that we have humility and bully coming out together. You might bully yourself towards the point of humiliation, and you might be very embarrassed of yourself in social situations. I There's a lot. What I'm trying to say is your silly self is enough. You don't have to be something that you're not. You don't have to be a monk. There's a song that I really like to sing from Ghost Quartet that has a line, I am not a priest, I am not a monk, but I like to sing. So even if you're bad at stuff, even if you're very like humble about like your gifts for singing or art or dancing or gifts for release, whatever your gifts are, I think you should really like stand proud and like marry the two within yourself of like, yes, I'm free-willed and anxious and I run around like a crazy little squirrel and I'm organized and I need things to be stable. Like they're like coming together to cheers their cups. Like I think the opposites within you are they're necessary for you to have both of them. And like a Venn diagram, when you mix them, you get awesome third things. When you alchemize, you get gold. So I think you might be trying to separate yourself into your constituent parts and like, oh, selenite, my selenite wand moved a little bit, so it agrees with us. I actually don't want it in frame. What was I saying? I was saying to marry. Oh, yes, you were trying to separate yourself into your constituent parts and trying to have like one of these things define your whole self when in reality, you're a whole spread of a human being, right? Squirrels are smart, but they're also stupid and they hoard treasure, but they lose track of where they left it. Like they're cute, but they're also really scrappy and their claws are and they're like I don't know if you've ever seen a squirrel up close or you've seen one recently. I did have those two squirrels on my deck earlier, which I loved. But like, if you look at a squirrel, they got claws. You know, like they're cute and fluffy, and they got those fluffy tails. But they chatter and they hiss and stuff. I think like squirrels scold. I think is the word to like really describe their little noises they make. They eat very loudly and messily. I don't know if you've ever seen a squirrel tear apart a pine cone, but it is brutal, but it's also fascinating. So I'm gonna clear these for right now and pull out the Kawaii Tarot to get some direct messages from Squirrel. Okay, Squirrel, Spirit Guide, what is the messages? What are the messages for pile three's best and truest gun? More. I'm very excited for you once you recognize all the different parts of yourself that make you so amazing. The Five of Wands. This came out in all three piles. So Squirrel might have messages for everyone in this entire video. I don't know. King of Swords in reverse. We had Queen of Swords come out in pile 2. Six of Swords. That was also in pile 1. Two of Cups. This one's new, I think. Let me... Spirit's saying not to shuffle and that it's okay. That that cards come out the same. I just like, for some reason, I don't want you guys to think I'm cheating. Ace of Cups, we're gonna exalt the ace, um, so that we can look at the reading through an emotional. Cups is water, so represents emotions and flow and change. We have Eight of Cups in reverse, representing a deep dive into your subconscious. This deep dive might be a lot shallower than you realize. Like, the bully, you might be able to say goodbye to the bully relatively easily. 10 of coins in reverse. So there's so much. Okay, this is fantastic, lighthearted, fluffy marshmallow energy. And you deserve these macarons. You deserve these cupcakes. You deserve these cookies. You deserve dessert. The Hanged Man in reverse. And Four of Wands. So many of these cards came out in other piles. I am going to keep shuffling just in case. You know what? Like, you watching me shuffle, it's very interesting. So let me know what you guys think of that, of like repetitive cards coming out. Okay, back of the deck we have Four of Swords in reverse. Five of Coins, a little dragon's hoard. Squirrel might help you save up money if you do have a wedding or like a party coming soon. Squirrel energy you might want to call on and try to mimic for like the way they hoard their nuts and seeds and berries to help you save some money. Nine of Wands with a little panda bear recovering and some rabbits and lots of lollipops, so lots of dessert imagery. Nine of Cups with sea turtle and some fishies. Eight of Swords in reverse, another one that came out in pile 2. And Four of Swords in reverse. Okay. Okay. So obviously, I'm not going to tell you to ingest a bunch of sugar, but maybe you deserve some sugar or some sugar-free. I'm on that sugar-free lifestyle, so I feel you. Not saying that sugar is bad because food cannot hold moral goodness or badness, right? It's just food, and everyone deserves to eat as much as you want until you're full, and then some. I'm gonna say I'm a Taurus. I know food is a really sensitive topic, but it's Squirrel, and food, like, their main attribute is like searching for seeds and like burying them, right? Um, I know food is a really sensitive topic, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't, but the message coming through is you deserve to eat, and you deserve to eat sweet things. Like, you deserve to eat desserts or things that are bad food. Like I said, no food is bad because any food is better than no food. I said this in pile 2 as well, but I am someone who has struggled with eating and food in the past, including not being able to afford food. And that is a sad truth. That is the reality of a lot of people. Um, Including myself. So I don't want to be like saying you deserve food. Like, well, you deserve food is a very like powerful earthen sentence. So I don't want to like contemplate how I'm falling short. Like, I don't want to bully myself into humility when I don't necessarily need to. Food is important. You need to eat several times a day. Like, you need to eat enough food to survive because without food we die. That's sort of the animal instinct of a lot of familiars and a lot of familiar spirit guides, and with Squirrel especially because they hoard food. Um, I think of rodents as little fluffy dragons because of their treasure hoards, especially hamsters. And you know, I love hamsters so much. Um, what else? Forget about the hamster thing. We're talking to Squirrel. Um, Squirrel wants to say that you're beautiful and that you're smart and you're kind and you're wise and you say things at just the right time. So I'm going to clear the messages, clear these cards for you. And as I do, I want to say thank you so much for listening. I know we got a little intense there, but now we're going to move on to the sacred self-care oracle, so we have something concrete to do after we click away from this reading. And thank you so much for watching again. If this resonated with you, please leave a like or comment down below or subscribe to my channel. I dearly appreciate it. So, alright, Squirrel, for our best and truest good, what can pile 3 do physically? Make an altar, number 16. Number 42, read, another 6. And connect with the earth. 3s and 6s might be important to you. This was pile 3. And then we have number 11, connect with crystals. So these are all things to do to relax. If you're stressing yourself out that like the altar has to be perfect, that's not really going to work for you. Is there anything else? I think that's the end of the reading. I feel like the sacred self-care is so like self-explanatory because it just tells you stuff you can do. So I am going to leave the reading there. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.